because I've given this to armed forces, to the Air Force, and initially their instinct is very much, first of all, they love Chip, right? And also they tend to think in these terms of, look, at the end of the day, I got to do my job, and I've got to do my job description. And if I'm doing that, everything is going to be taken care of. And they're right. They're right to an extent. If you do your job, however, without understanding the context in which it's operating, and without taking the time and energy to understand the things that are around you, while you're carrying out your job, you may actually be making other people's job more difficult or causing problems. So it's not saying, move to an outward mindset and take your objectives and put them on the back burner. We're simply saying you're aware of your own job objectives and your descriptions, but you're also aware of those that are around you. And because you see them as people, their issues and objectives and challenges and headaches are important to you. Okay? And when I operate in that outward mindset, I'm far less likely to take bolts from the turnover cart and use them for my project and then just walk blissfully off the floor and think, all right, we nailed that. Okay? That's a good point. There I go again with the smart water. All right. This is, so that was situational awareness. This one has to do with time and efficiency, because sometimes we can begin to think that, wait, it's starting to sound like more time and effort. I gotta see people as people. I need to think of them. I need to kind of become aware of their objectives and challenges. It starts sounding like this is going to take a lot of time. And Carla is going to kind of dispel that myth and give us a little bit of an indication of what it did for her and her organization as far as efficiency and time saving is concerned. Okay, so she's the former vice president of marketing at US West, which is large telecom, and she's going to go ahead and tell us a little bit about how outward mindset actually accelerates and speeds up results. It's like we have this little indication that Gwen's on the ball. Hey, somebody's awake. There you go, Gwen. All right.
We stop thinking so much about what's in it for me and what can I get out of this, as opposed to what can I do that will make sure that Mitch's organization meets their goal, and in kind I'll meet my goal. We just flip the switch a little bit so we don't have to go to the negotiation table and fight all day long. Once you have a level of understanding of the person on the other side of the table, you know them as a human being, you start believing that what's coming out of their mouths is the truth. Once that happens, now you don't have 5 or 6 or 3 months of crap trying to get to the window. In marketing, you have a very narrow time frame to make something happen or you lose, because somebody else is going to have the idea and take it from your butt. The window closes quickly. And we lose opportunity because we're fighting. We're in committee fighting. So we were able to jump through windows while they were wide open because we could fix something fast. You could go to a network meeting, a strategy meeting about plant and cable, and we got this great promo, but we don't have enough cable, there's not enough money, and you go, okay, I got $20,000 over here, can we move this budget? Carla, are you willing to give up your 20? I'll give up the 20. Why? For the good of all, that's why we're gonna do this. When everybody comes to the table, and we get there first to the marketplace, and we deliver, and we win.
If she only had a little more energy, then right?
Enthusiasm.
All right. All right, what do you think? What did you see there? What was she teaching us? What was she saying? What was she claiming?
It sounded like it was about opportunity, to get in there and just do it, but it was more like a quick decision, almost.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't be locked out.
So because they were operating from an outward mindset, did things move more slowly or more quickly?
Quickly.
How? How does that make things move more quickly?
They're all invested in it. They're all willing to help get to.
Listening to other people's needs and what they want and what you can give and coming to a good.
Yeah. Now again, she's not saying that these things all happen in that meeting. She's saying because we're operating with that outward mindset. So over time, because these people were important to them, they understood each other's objectives and challenges and problems and things. Naturally, when you begin to understand those things, it makes you want to be helpful. And you're thinking of the overall organization. And so as everybody knows those kinds of things, they go into that meeting with already a layer of trust and understanding already in the room. Now, if those things didn't exist, and you were needing to move quickly like that, what pitfalls and traps might you run into as you're trying to make things happen quickly with other departments and get other people to come on board with something?
You have to build that trust and understanding initially, which they already had.
Yeah. And if it weren't there,
You're not gonna get very far.
She said that, they didn't have to waste time defending their own turf, that they
Yeah.
could look across and see a dead person and what they needed to.
yeah, that's great. And that was kind of a powerful moment there where you see, because we didn't have to do all of that. Everybody came in because we were operating with this outward mindset. This doesn't happen overnight, by the way, but because they were operating with this outward mindset, they came into it with the perspective of what do we got to do to move the organization forward? And that's always the paramount thing on their mind. And because they'd taken the time to really understand and had that peripheral awareness already, there was a trust element that existed there, and they were able to move quickly. They were able to take advantage of opportunities they wouldn't have been able to take advantage of if they weren't functioning from an outward mindset, and if that outward mindset was not the dominant cultural element within the organization, right? And so what actually ends up happening is, sure, it takes time to invest in an outward mindset culture, but as you begin to establish that, everything moves quicker. Everything moves easy. Decisions, cross-departmental communication, getting things done, making things happen, it starts moving along. Okay.
And they're all winners.
Yeah, everybody comes out because, again, they're beginning to feel themselves all evaluated based on what the team achieves, what the group achieves, and they see their descriptions and their objectives in that larger context, right? We'll dive into that a little bit deeper later on, but you're absolutely right. It still might feel like this notion of, yeah, but all right, you're still just making this assumption that people can somehow really, truly think like that. Well, what we're going to begin to see is that everybody wins, and there's a lot of other benefits and reasons as to why that outward mindset is the superior way for us to go. But right now we're establishing, you don't have an outward mindset, you have blinders on. Your peripheral awareness is bad. With an outward mindset, you can move quickly. You can accomplish a lot more quickly. You don't have to worry about going into combat within your own organization. All right, let's take a look at this last one here. This is going to be influence. So mindset and influence. And we're going to bring Chip back. Okay. All right. I want you to listen of a bit of the transformation between Chip 1 and Chip 2. And I want you to look at whether his influence has increased or decreased. Okay?